Welcome back to my project. This is Eric. As you know, we can do a lot with the ESP32. It's small but mighty. In this video, I'm gonna talk about what ESP32 needs to work as a VNC client. Virtual Network Computing, aka VNC, is a graphical desktop sharing system that uses RFP protocol to remotely control another computer. It provides a way to update the graphics screen over the network by sending keyboard and mouse events from one computer to another. This can be very useful on headless systems like a Raspberry Pi. For Raspberry Pi, you can do everything with SSH, but sometimes you need to work with a graphical interface. In the case, the way I see it, this ESP32 VNC client will be very helpful. So let's go into detail. The most important library for this project is Arduino VNC. My project is also based on this. The version of Arduino VNC I'm using in my project is my branched version. A keyboard event, standing part, and an example using the RavYoung has been added. I have already requested a merge. I hope the author likes my code. Please download it and put it in the Arduino library folder. VNC is a graphical desktop sharing system, so screen is absolutely necessary. Personally, the reason I use RavYoung is because it's the fastest GFX that draws a screen. If you need to use TFT SPI for your display, there is already an example for that. I have prepared two versions here. One is to create a VNC client using ESP32 Berry, and the other is using the WT32SG01. I'm not selling ESP32 Berry yet, so the reason I prepared two versions is to show that you can make a VNC client on other systems without ESP32 Berry. First, let's try the SG01 version. If you look in the exam folder of my branched version, there is a VNC ST7796 RavYoung GFX. You can use this. If you have a different display, you can change the GFX part for your display. Currently, this setting is for SG01. Other than that, all you need to do is enter your VNC server information. That's all. This makes it very easy to create a VNC client for your ESP32. Next up is ESP32 Berry. All are the same, but the keypad part has been added. If you have your own keypad, this is where the input key comes in. Then you can send the key event to the VNC server. This is all the source code I prepared. If you set up the GFX properly, you can see your ESP32 operating as a VNC client without any problems. I put this code on my ESP32 Berry GitHub. You can find them there. Next, we need to prepare the VNC server. This is an essential part, and without it, the VNC client will not work. If your VNC server is ready in advance, you can skip this part. My Raspberry Pi 02W has only basic SSH access for now. I will use Tight VNC server. It's very light and practical. I will show you how to set up. First, install Tight VNC server. After that, execute Tight VNC server. We need to set up the password for authentication. For testing, I set it to 12345678. Now VNC server is running. Let me check the VNC server port. Here you are, it says 5901. Okay, I collected all information I need for my VNC client. Go back to my code and I'm gonna update the VNC information part. VNC port is 5901, IP is 0.22, and my Wi-Fi credentials. All looks good. Let me select my target device and unload it. Let's see how it works. Finally, I can see the Raspberry Pi screen. I can also trigger the mouse event by touching the screen. Because touching the screen with my finger, the accuracy is not that good. One more thing we need to do is set the resolution. We can see the full screen now. It's better if we see the full screen on my device. Go back to the terminal, kill the currently running VNC server. And then run it again with the parameter which is set the specific resolution. In my case, the resolution of my screen is 480 by 320, so I set it up like this. VNC client automatically restarts. Wow, it looks much better with the full size. Although the screen is small, I think it can do more with the virtual keyboard. Actually, I plan to add a virtual keyboard called Florence, but it doesn't currently install via apt. I will try that again later. ESP32 is small in many ways but strong. That's why I like this. ESP32 working as a VNC viewer is very interesting. It will be very useful if only a few parts were added so that it could be accessed from out of the local network. So then I think we can do simple tasks remotely. Currently, the resolution issue is not resolved on other OS like Windows or Mac. I'm trying to figure out a way to do it my way. If this is resolved, I'm sure it will be more useful. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. See you on the next project.